Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So I have had this mold forever and a day. It's from Pouring Your Heart Out, and it's her large dragon mold. Now I haven't made it because my husband kept saying he wanted to paint it up and then me fill it. So I've tried to wait on him, but that's been, if y'all know me, and that's been 6 months ago. I don't think he's going to do it. So I'm making this today. If he wants to do it, then we'll make it again. Got some things down in there. All right. I'm going to paint it up with chameleon powders. Pour it with some deep pour resin with some black mixed in it. I do know that for one, I think for the front beat, I'm going to do this peach puff. It's a Let's Resin color shift mica powder. They come in an 18 kit. I just got them in this box. There's a lot of colors. So peach puff. And then for the back feet, I'm going to do saddle brown. Now, for the lines through his wings, I'm going to do papaya whip. The rest of it, I don't know. I've got the Let's Resin Intense Chameleon Flakes, Color Shift Flakes out, because I thought I might throw some of those in there. I also have their Intense, this is the green box. It's got gold, green, blue, sorry about the heater guys, black cherry, and maple. And then I have these other chameleon flakes that are some other brand. Top Chase. I've had these forever and a day. So guys, I'm going to put you on a time lapse and I'm going to paint this sucker up. It's going to take me a bit. So see you in a little bit.
In Linda's room where the resin flows, mica powder shimmer and the magic grows. Color shifting flakes dance on dragon's skin. The hues keep changing like the mood I'm in. Brush it soft, let the rainbow play. Watch the dragon come alive today. Scatter like stardust spilled on wings of wonder. Every shade is filled. Each stroke a whisper, each hue a spark, turning resin dragons into living art. Swirl the blues with the golds and greens.
Hey guys, so I got him painted up. He's very colorful. I'm mixing up my deep pour resin. I like this MTBJZJ deep pour. It's a 2 to 1 resin. It's very thin. It's vodka free, odorless. You can pour it 2 to 4 inches. So that's what we're putting in this little fella. And I do have him sitting on a heat mat. I don't usually use a heat mat, but after he's sat here for a little bit, I'm going to turn it on because I don't want to wait 3 days to, even though this cures up in about 24 hours usually, for this to cure. I've already put 10 ounces of part B. I'm going to do 20 of part A. I almost made a mistake, guys. I was thinking 1 to 1, and I was just pouring, and then I had to stop myself. And luckily, I had stopped exactly on 10. So let's get on up to 30. This is a 32-ounce cup. These are the Let's Resin cups. I clean these out and use them over and over. They're a little bit expensive. I don't have many of them. Okay, almost to 30. And I'm sure we're going to need a lot more than that. But 30's the biggest cup I got. So 30's what we're going with. All right. You set this resin in the floor out of my way. Oops. I moved my mat, didn't I? All right. We need some black in there. Nope, nope, nope. Where's it at? I'm using my Let's Resin Black pigment paste. This is a highly pigmented paste. I can get it to come out. Usually don't need a whole lot. And we're just putting it in the back anyway, so it's not going to matter. All right. Now I have an electric mixer somewhere. I got to find it so I can mix this up. I'm not mixing this by hand. I'll see you guys after I get the resin mixed up. All right, guys. I got my little mixer out. Just going to show you this little thing. It is the Resiner's mixer. And you can do large cups, small cups. Comes with extra pedals. Move my camera back. It doesn't have a timer though. But I do have a 15% off discount code for any Resiner's product. This is a great little mixer. I've only used it once. This is the second time. Because I got tired of stirring. So I bought this little thing. Because it's a lot cheaper than some things. But I like how it's got the big side and the small side. And it just raises up and down. Awesome mixer. And it's easy to clean. Love Resiner's products. So it's got 2 more minutes to go. And then I'll scrape the sides and mix that up. I'll use a silicone stir stick because of it's such a large cup. And I'll get the sides and things mixed up. And then we will be back to pour. But I'll flash the code up on the screen for Resiner's products. And it will also be in the description box below. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so my 3 minutes is up, but I'm going to show you this little mixer. Just because I love it. You turn it on and off. And you can do the speed as well. You don't have to do it. Sorry about the flames. You don't have to do it all the way up. That's fast. Or you can, however speed. But there's a button on the back. This is battery powered. So you just charge it up and then you can move it wherever you want to. It also has this little silicone mat that you can take off to clean. It just comes right off. So it is awesome. But I'm going to let that drain. And you can see I'm going to take the camera down. Overlook my back stuff. You can see how big the pedals are. So, sorry guys about me accidentally turning the camera off. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to scrape these sides. So I haven't mixed this yet. But I don't want uncured resin in my piece. So just scraping the sides. I'm not putting this in the debubbler. This resin is a deep pour. So it's thin. And it kind of degasses on its own. Which is great. But I don't want to get unmixed resin. Because we're going to mix up some more here in just a minute. Scrape the bottom. I like my little silicone stirs spatulas when I use larger containers of resin because they're longer. Okay, here we go. Now hopefully I can get all these little intricate details in this mold and I don't have issues. So let's just start pouring and let it spread out on its own. I hope it looks pretty. I think this is a really pretty mold. Like I said, I've never made it, but I've wanted to. I should have looked up and seen how much it holds, but I didn't. And I've still got quite a bit. Be nice. 30 would fill up the whole thing. That very well may do it. You can see all the bubbles coming to the top. I'll spritz it with alcohol once I get it filled up and completely poured. We are almost there. Probably need to go down that tail. Jerks so bad. I don't want to spill it. Okay. It's filling up. That's nice. Okay. Now let's see if I can come back around. And this resin is quite thin because it is a deep pour. I think 30 is going to be all I'm going to use. As you can see, it's starting to try to come over this little area. So I'm curious if I can get a stick under there. Just that one spot is all I need. There we go. Because this back feet aren't really filled up very much like the rest of it. Okay, got that one up. Now let's see if we can get this other one slightly up without too much. Because I'm going to put my head right in the way. I wonder if I can do it over here. Trying to get it. I think I've got it. See how the back kind of is not as full as the rest? Wonder if I pour it in there if it'll stay. Probably not, but it's running out. Oh well. I'm not going to be able to get the rest of this. I don't prop that up. Same here. Just trying to get these little areas propped up. It's not really working. There we go. I got it. And the foot's a little more full. So we'll leave it there. And we're not going to use the rest of this. All right, guys. I got to clean all this stuff up. We'll let this cure. I'm going to give it, like I said, you'll see how high that area is. That's the problem with molds, is they don't ever seem to be made level. So trying to get them level, I think it's going to be okay. And now I've messed this one up. So let me fix that. All right, I'm just leaving it alone. Leaving it alone. We'll let it cure up. I'm going to give it a few hours. And then we will come back and when it's ready and demold and see what it looks like. So I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, this is cured up. I do have a little trimming to do around that little foot, a little bit here. Let's see if we can get this thing demolded because he is massive. Got a little trimming around the tail. Oh, I'm just going to break the edge around him loose. I wonder if that'll scrape right off, I bet. Probably should have cleaned this mold before I started taking him apart. Let's do that real quick. So I'll just take a baby wipe and spritz it with a little alcohol. And you can see this one I've used multiple times because I use it until the baby wipe's completely full. Because most of the time you'll use them for just a second, and there's no point in throwing it away if it's only got a spot or two on it. So, and you just take this right around your mold and get all that color off. But it's the easiest way to clean. And then if you have little bits of overage that you can get off this way, you can do it here because you'll be able to see it. Like right there. But definitely the easiest way to clean the mold. And it doesn't matter if alcohol gets on your resin piece. It's just alcohol. It's not going to do anything to it. Might make it a little streaky. You'll have to clean it, but I'm going to spritz a little more alcohol on my baby wipe here. So I guess you could spritz it on the mold as well if you wanted. Get between those toes. Or talons, whatever you want to call it. Get around the neck. All right. My heat kicked on. You're about there, guys. It's just this is so much easier to clean if you'll do it before you take anything out of your mold. Okay. Then I see some bits of pieces of resin that I can scrape off. And I won't have to do it afterwards. There we go. So we've got a little resin there. And a little drop there. It makes it easier. I could have got the tail as well if I had done it when it was completely in the mold before I started taking it apart or demolding. Okay, last little bit here. Scrub this up, get those pieces of resin out between his talons. Okay, last little part. I'm just trying to get all that resin off there. There we go. Now, that looks better, doesn't it? A couple little spots. Okay, there. Now I can trash that. I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe this off with some alcohol. Since I got it spotted and speckled and fuzzies all over it. Okay, that's not completely cured, I don't think. I'm getting fingerprints, but they are wiping off, so maybe it's just where I have touched it. Okay, there. Now let's see if we can get this sucker out. All right. He is so huge. I'm not exactly sure how people demold him, but I'm just going to pull everything I can loose first. Now let's flip him over. So I think it's going to be easiest if I flip him over and demold this way. He is so huge. Well, getting that head, there we go. I hope my eyes didn't move. This mold is massive. I do have a few bubbles down his back. Come on, I got one in his head. On his scales. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, bubble there. I can fix those. Little ones here, a couple here. He is definitely colorful, isn't he? Ooh, look at that eye. Love it. Wow, he's huge. And I got them both right. That gorgeous. Okay. I'm going to have to fix a few bubbles on him. But everything else looks good. I'll have to trim this up. Trim around through here. I think that's about around his tail, this foot, and through here. I think. Let's see. I'm hoping it's easy to do. Okay. Not too bad. Just take a knife. I got that one. I'll be careful not to cut myself. Now, to get right down in there. Almost. That's a little more difficult. Maybe if I turn it around and can see this way, then I can get it. It's just a little tiny piece. And if I can scrape it, it should just scrape off. There we go. Okay, got his tail. Now this is probably a bit more thick. This one's going to take some time. Because it is thick, I'll probably have to get my Dremel out and Dremel that out. You can see the further down it goes, the thicker it is. So yeah, it's going to be easiest if I just get my Dremel and try to get those pieces out, I think. Because they are quite thick. Alright guys, I will clean him up and then I will post a photo and we'll do another video. So I'll see you guys back for another video. I do like those colors. Alright, bye for now.